Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And this video is going to be, well, about what I've been talking about the past week or so. And that is violence in the city. So, many of you know, a week ago I organized that standout. About 40 people showed up. A lot of candidates showed up. Craig Benoit, Karen Kalinowski, Brandon Maurer, Kevin Sherman, Courtney Gilardi, Kenny Warren, and the DA showed up, District Attorney Harrington, our Ward 4 City Councilor Chris Connell showed up. It was about 40 people all in all. And I want to organize another one because what really upset me, and it really set me off that night, was I had gotten a few negative messages, but I think it was that combined with the fact that when I got home to post pictures of that standout, 2 more shootings took place. And I mean, really, like within an hour or two of that happening. And it was very frustrating because it was in the same neighborhood. And so since then, over the weekend, I saw on the Pittsfield Sentinel group page, which is a great group page, low drama, a lot of good information. And I saw there were shootings yesterday, I believe. Shots fired, I forget where it said, near Francis or Stoddard. I can't remember exactly. And the real frustrating part is we haven't heard anything from the mayor yet. There was a little statement in the Eagle about increasing patrolling and working with the state police, which is great, that they're going to increase patrolling. But is this just for how long, temporary, whatever? But the bottom line is there's no transparency. There's no communication. There's no coming out and talking to the public. There's none of that. That little excerpt they used from whatever the mayor said, a little quote from her, they used pictures from the standout I organized that she was invited to, that she couldn't even take the time to show up or even send me a message to say why she couldn't show up. That woman, and whatever, because I've been very, very critical and very harsh on her at times, there's just no way I'm ever going to be able to speak with her. It's just not going to happen. I've given up on that. And really don't care. I just was trying to be fair, trying to extend the olive branch, trying to do all those things. You hit a point where, like, whatever, because this is about the community. And I said before, when you can come out in the middle of a pandemic with your friends and dance and celebrate in the middle of a park over your candidate winning an election, that's great and all that people can do that. But where are you? You're the mayor. Where are you on these other events? I mean, these are what you're elected for. You're not elected to celebrate. I mean, you can do that in your own personal time, but when you're the mayor 24/7. So everything you do is, looked at. And that's a good paying gig. I'd like to see that gig go away. I'd like to see the city of Pittsfield do what Worcester did and move to a city manager like Ed Augustus. It's changed Worcester. Worcester had very similar problems to us. They had situations, just years and years of corruption and fighting, and it was just a mess. Very much like Pittsfield. And we're really a mess as far as that kind of stuff goes, with our political cliques and fighting and all that. But we could get a city manager for a city our size for probably about $175,000, $180,000 a year, and somebody super qualified. And the way a city manager works is they answer to the council. You elect the council. Now the mayor is like a counselor. You still have a mayor. They're a voice on the council. And that would be a job that if we decided to keep a mayor, you could. They would be the representative to City Hall from the city manager, because the city manager is an employee. They're not elected. They can be fired or let go if they're not doing their job. And they're hired based off qualifications. It's not a popularity contest. It's how qualified are you? What are your degrees in? Where have you worked? What other communities have you worked in? City planning and city development and business management. What are your strengths? Ed Augustus has done tremendous work for Worcester so far. That's what I'd like to see Pittsfield have, because it would end the corruption and the cliques. It's going to take another mayor to make that happen. I don't believe Linda Tyre will run for a third term. I know she said that in a radio interview. I do not believe that for 1 second. No. The odds are against anyone trying to run for a third term, unless you're exceptionally well liked, and she's not. The odds are really against you. And even if you are well liked, the odds are against you. So anyway, I hope that somewhere along the line that the violence in the city and the shootings, even though she's not up for re-election this year, I hope that it can be talked about and addressed, and that these people that live in the neighborhoods, these are my old neighborhoods, man, and it really pisses me off that nobody is doing anything. You have to, I mean, you have to come out and give a statement. You have to talk. Go down to the neighborhoods. Let people know we are concerned. This is unacceptable. We're working on different ways to curb this immediately. This has went on far too long. We have additional federal money coming in. There's a lot of ways to address this right now. Nothing's being discussed. Nothing to put the community at ease. Just shh. I guess if you don't talk about it, then... And again, the voter apathy in this community, 20% turnout for our midterm elections. Everyone, it's amazing that 80% of Pittsfield is on Facebook. A little more than that, actually. And then you look at the participation rate and bitching on these group posts and everything, and it far exceeds the voter participation. It takes no time to go vote. It takes hardly any time to participate in a standout. They are not pointless. It draws community awareness, and it shows organization and strength and safety in numbers. I think everybody understands that, right? It shows organization and community. That's what, the word unity, community, that's what it's about. It's making a visual statement. Nobody said a standout was going to change or solve anything, but it's a beginning of a conversation. It's showing the community is involved and organizing to put an end to this. And that's why it's important that public figures show up to these and participate and encourage community involvement, rather than just, I wish it was an election year for the mayor. The days of having a mayor live in the big fancy house in the section of town that nobody else can, those days are the old, being hopefully washed away forever. And hopefully after this mayor, it'll be washed away forever from this community too. And we go back to attempting to have public servants again and doing what's best for everyone in the city. And public safety should be the number one issue. When children in a vehicle that gets shot, and there's children in it, and they almost, God knows what could have happened. They could have been killed right there. There were little kids in that car. That right there should have been enough is enough. And again, the shootings have continued. They keep going on. So, all right, so standout, I'm going to reorganize it this coming weekend. Saturday, the 19th, it's Juneteenth, and then the next day is Sunday is Father's Day, so the whole weekend is a holiday. But I'm thinking Saturday, early afternoon for a couple hours. If you can show up for 10 minutes of your time, think of it like just popping into the store to grab something. Just pop up. That's what the plan is. So comment whether you prefer Friday or Saturday. I'll do either or. I think Father's Day, leave that off the table. And then we'll see what happens. So I'll wait for some comments on that, but I'm going to make a final decision on the time and the exact day tomorrow morning. So that's it for now. Pay attention. Hopefully the mayor and the politicians and everybody puts a little more into this and speaks up. Yes, there's some great things happening in Pittsfield, some really good things happening, and of course we need to focus on that. But the violence in the city is a very, very serious issue that needs some attention and needs some communication and transparency from City Hall. It can't be like every other issue, from the cell tower to just everything gets swept away and ignored and never talked about. So, all right, that is truly it for now, and I've got a bunch of other stuff I'll talk about tomorrow. I'll catch y'all sometime either tomorrow morning or tomorrow night.